小伙伴们，大家好啊！欢迎来到水之哥的《博德之门3》游戏流程。本期视频开始之前，我们先来补两个东西啊。对，我又遗漏的东西又要补了。好，首先就是猫咪这边，可能有些人要回档啊。猫咪这边和他点一个对话。这时候检定成功了之后，我们会有一个。多了两个特殊的选项啊！这时候我们点戒指真漂亮啊，然后我们这个游说他一下，然后再说这个鸽子的事情，然后游说。这边的选项就和之前一样了啊，然后那个祝他大饱口福啊，这是一样。好，我们拿到一个闪烁戒指，所以呢，这一个就忘记拿了啊。之前就是觉得这边整个第三章的东西太多了，然后就很容易忘记一些事儿。啊，这是一个啊闪烁戒指，如果不想回档的，大家自己考虑，点错了，自己考虑就是用另一种方式，比如说 CT 表改出来是吧？其实这个和前面的档也没有多少时间，最多1个小时，还行哈。啊，我们还有一个要补充的地方啊，啊这边就是被诅咒的那个僧侣是吧？然后我们这边。用奥秘，我之前是选择帮他那个承担诅咒嘛，是吧？好，一种方式是这个承受那个癫狂，然后我们获得狂笑术；另一种呢，不承受我们的。装备啊，就是那个项链可以升级为紫色啊。我们这次选择这一个啊，那个我已经展示过了，在那一期视频。然后这里就要开打啊，开打的过程咱们就不展示了啊。啊，这时候，啊，这时候不管怎么样，这个工会工匠激励点是肯定能拿到的啊。点错了，然后我想看看他们身上有没有东西啊，有，这个是之前没有的，摸到他们身上是空的，现在是有东西了，看到没？嗯，好，那么这个呢，我们就感知护符变成了紫色，然后第一个是一样的啊，主要是回气变了，这个回气呢，它是可以那个恢复等同于武术。骰子的那个气点数啊，比之前只恢复2点嘛，对吧？啊，就是这个问题啊，所以呢，你看你需不需要这个啊？我们下一个内容就是去飞龙岩了。好，我们在上期视频呢进入这个飞龙岩要塞了。飞龙岩要塞整体内容不多，因为我们不会在这里马上去把那个哥塔神给他杀了，因为杀了之后，像钢铁工厂啊，还有那个救那个公爵啊，会比较那个就没用了，就等于失败了啊。好，首先我们是在这个开传送门的这边，对吧？开那个传送的这边，然后这边会有那个。军需官和他对话，然后我们可以点跟他交易，然后我们可以侦测思想，当然了，这些也都可以啊。我就点侦测思想了。又大成功了。然后我们选这一个。啊，那个养鸡妹表示赞同。啊，这时候就是开启商店了，但是它并没有一些特殊的装备，没什么用啊，所以呢，可以不用管了。对，一点用都没有，它只是卖商店货，一点特殊装备都没有。 好，接着我们去，先出去啊，我们等会儿再救那个顾问。我们来到这边，这边有个人在偷东西。
What are you doing in here? You're not a fist. Go on, get out, or I'll wake the others.
这边选什么都行啊，游说也好，或者是侦测思想也好啊。
Gods, I hope they haven't put that ferry's my last chance out of here. Bakshi's got to have something that'll cover the rest of my fare. How do you know about that? Did those crooks down the dock send you? I told them I'll get the money in time. Not my fault they're charging triple. But I have to get away. There's an army coming. My wife said we have to stand and fight, and I can't. I won't. I'm not made for this.
这边呢，如果你给他钱也可以，然后帮他回家，但是呢，你注意要把养鸡妹支走，也可以威吓他啊。因为养鸡妹这边呢，他会掉好感，可以给他支走。
Really? You'll just give it to me.
养鸡妹想要看到你付钱，就是给别人钱，他就会掉好感。
All the stuff I stole. You can have it.
这守财奴啊！
I'll never.
大部分你只要把钱给出去，你都是那个什么，他都会掉好感。好，我们阅读一下。那这个箱子呢，其实它里面没什么东西啊。他们这里面的箱子几乎都没有什么特别好的东西。我们把这个箱子打开，可以阅读一个东西，但是没什么用。好，其他箱子大家这里都不能撬锁，看到没？都不能撬锁，可以把它打破，也可以把他们身上钥匙偷了然后开。但是另外几个没有钥匙的，可能是在外面巡逻或者是什么。大家想弄，也可以把它搬到营地去，是吧？然后给它砸了。但是里面只是一些普通的玩意，没有什么特别好的啊。好，我们把这些都读一读。然后我们去那边，我们先进这个地方啊，进这个地方先不见格塔神啊，我们先见米佐拉。
If it isn't little Will's chums, I hope he hasn't been too much trouble. Heard about his father, the Dead Three's puppet, a travesty, really. He's upstairs in Worm's Rock, ordaining Gortash as Archduke. A splendid shindig, I hear. Perfect for crashing. Go on up. We'll talk after. And bring the pup along, if you can. I'd hate for him to miss the fun.
Meaning that in the games of generals and
好，这边跟他们对话。
I'm all for Gortash.
because they do your job better than you and without complaining.
Imagine where we'd be without them.
He has a point. They make
Ha! You hear this? Tell my friends how safe you feel. All right. No need to kill the mood.
God's not. You sure can pick.
这里面所有人的对话都是无关紧要的对话啊，
Master Pot.
你可以跟他对话，也可以不管。
What's up for discussion?
You here?
有的就一句话。
Cold time.
audience chamber.
Lord.
Head up, chest.
Bruff's babbling no.
好，我们到外面再探索一下。外面东西也没有特别多，其实整个飞龙岩要塞，如果你不打哥塔神的话，那东西是真的挺少的。把外面看完，我们去救顾问。这边有一个墙壁裂缝，不急，我们后面会用的。
Step carefully. There's a trap.
Trap.
为什么这个骷髅身上也有陷阱？感觉是 bug 了。我捡一下，也没反应啊。这为啥呀？阅读一下。两只妹呢？在上面干啥呀？
Action, not reaction.
你不会飞啊？
A lot on my mind. And, well, time to press ahead.
这地上的东西我就不采集了。好，我们再往这边走。怎么好像……哦，来了！我说怎么走着走着人丢了，结果是那个召唤物。下面一个骷髅看一眼，有一把生锈的钥匙。
Assume nothing. Onward. Still alive, so that's progress.
哎，他咋不走了？
Shy?
虽然没必要这么多人一起过来。
To live in more interesting times. Very
然后
well.
这个上面跟大家说一下，这个上面是可以上到宴会那一层或者是顶层的啊，但是你上到顶层会敌对，所以尽量就别往顶层上了啊，上去看一下有没有东西就可以了，应该是没有东西的。
With a flick of the wrist.
这边是2层啊，咱就不管了，到时候再来吧。待会儿宴会上我们再把周围看一遍。然后我们沿着这条路下来啊，沿着这条路一直往下走。
Something over
那这边就是有一个挖的宝箱。然后呢，这边就没了，非常简单的地方，真的太少了这些东西。这边呢是进那个监狱的啊，它上面都写了啊，进监狱的老鼠洞。好了，咱们去监狱。
Here we go.
那我们来到监狱呢，会发现这个人在睡觉啊。我们阅读一下监狱记录，看到顾问这个名字，我们就能接到一个释放顾问的这个任务。这个时候啊，我推荐大家二话不说砍了。
Enough waiting. I crave blood. Into the shadows. You were witnessed assaulting some.
好，飞龙岩监狱钥匙拿到，咱们开门。也可以直接撬锁啊，他睡着。然后我们这边里面有一个巡逻的那个这个啊，还有3个是在这里面待着的。啊，这时候等这个巡逻走啊，顺便保存一下。我们准备把他们打了啊，你打了才能很好的把顾问给救出来。分散。
With every breath, a purpose. Unheard, unseen. You were witnessed assaulting someone.
直接打。居然没有惊吓吗？他们是。等等啊！好，我们这样子打啊，打他吧。
You murdered someone in view of a.
哎，还是没有惊吓啊，那就算了啊。之前我打是有惊吓的，很奇怪。
You're making me sweat.
这时候我们用回合制，第一个先扔别的啊。
Easy as.
这有点狠啊。
Got it.
Maybe I should stay crouched forever.
Swift as my feet can carry me. Looking ahead, wonder if the god.
哎，是不是共鸣时原因，所以没有惊吓呀？
What's the story? Can't give up now.
啊，这些东西垃圾就不捡了，钥匙拿着，
Let's have a look.
然后吃的拿着啊。
One day I'll catch a break.
他身上钥匙可真多啊。 好的，我们等会去救顾问。我们先把这边打了，不是这边打了，这边把东西给他开了。这个惊吓应该也不是共鸣时的原因，我觉得应该就是可能这 这地方不行。之前我是一个巡逻的在这边打的，然后触发了里面的那个就是战斗，然后他就惊吓了。不管他，反正这个好打的很，惊不惊吓也无所谓啊。好，我们这里面可以搜刮一些这些药啊，还有各种各样的东西。然后这边啊，这边咱们用一个锤子。啊，这个打开了啊！啊，打开，然后我们现在准备去找顾问去。这边呢，大家可以不用着急啊，这边是能过去的。这边过去的话，用闪电，应该是闪电来打一下这个就好了。它就变蓝色了，看到没？然后这边门就开了，然后这边是通向另一个地方，然后它是别的任务的啊，是别的那个一个什么失恋是吧？这个到时候再去，不着急，我们现在不来的。
What's in here?
阅读一下哥塔什的真实生活。然后这边有一个人，这边他不愿意出来啊！你就算救他，你把他开了，他都不愿意出来。
What do you want? You're the one pest.
你要选另外一个选项，他说这里有水有食物，又能怎么样啊？他不比外面好啊。他就想待在这里面待着，所以那就不用管他了，他是不会出来的。这里面也没东西啊。我们找一下顾问。
You're too late.
It's over. The Steel Watch happened. I came seeking allies to our cause. Watchers spotted me, dragged me to Alder Ravengard's husk. Empty as a stare. A tadpole's puppet. Nothing more.
He spoke in accusations. Apostasy. Conspiracy. Sedition. I'll be executed in 5 dawns. You might have unlocked my cell, but there's no escape from this place.
好，我们游说他。
When the people need a miracle, you cannot wait for the gods to answer. Alder's words. I'd almost forgotten.
No more sulking. I know what to do.
Lead me from my cell. Escort me out of Worm's Rock.
I'll seek out my connections. When the city streets shatter, you'll want their blades.
Well done. Lead the way.
好，这时候就顾问会跟着我们，但是我们威胁已经全部解除，所以我们直接走就好了。不要带着顾问，然后再去打他们啊，很麻烦的。我们走刚刚打破墙的那个地方。 然后点这个就出去了。
This is far enough. The way should be clear. I can't thank you enough for getting me out of that damned prison. And for giving me courage when I'd all but run out. When the flames roared loudest, you pulled me to safety. Most would have let me burn. I won't forget it. I will travel to the upper city. Find what allies I can. You won't fight the coming battle alone. As long as the city stands, I will stand with it. This is my promise.
好，我们的这个就救完了啊。然后200经验值到手，那个任务也完成了，召集盟友我们也推进了。此时看这里会有一个弗洛瑞克，他会出手相助。好，我们先找公爵去了。
What happens next is out of our hands.
Lord Gortash is expecting you.
啊，我们上来之后呢，就有2条日志推进了啊。一个是这个寻找钢铁卫士铸造厂，还有一个与格塔什对峙。好，这时候我们要保存一下。这个外面呢，一去好像也没什么用啊。它也没什么别的特殊的，它就是一个城墙。然后这边倒是有个油桶。这边同样也是的，没有什么特殊的。啊，这外面就是这个样子的。好，我们出发主线去先。看完主线。
Kinspeople and dearest Duke Ravengard, thank you for joining me on this exceptional day.
It's him. Gortash. This is it. I can practically taste his blood from here.
The tiefling is letting her passions get the better of her. The situation is delicate. Do not be swept up in her emotions.
So we bide our time. But make no mistake, that monkey is mine.
A moment, please, my friends. An old acquaintance has come to pay her respects. Please, Karlach, come and say a proper hello.
My respects? You're lucky I've agreed not to shove my boot up your...
Ah, how I've missed your colourful turns of phrase. We must catch up just as soon as I've had words with your little friend. As for you, I understand congratulations are in order. Thorm's defeat hasn't gone unnoticed. You're known for who you are and for that netherstone that you carry. The quakes are a clear warning. If nobody steps in soon, it'll free itself from the authority of the Crown. I expect it'll start with turning the Sword Coasts infected. You among them. That prism of yours won't last indefinitely. Next, the grand design. The Mind Flayer Empire reborn. If we're lucky, we'll become slaves. If we're unlucky, well, not the most thrilling of prospects, but it's a fate that can be avoided. If you and I come to an understanding, together we can still restore authority over the brain.
Of course. Gortash always did have an eye for opportunity.
There's an old wisdom. A brittle alliance can never be mended. It can only break. With Ketheric gone, Orin proved treacherous. Baal's chosen wants the Netherstones for herself. She only cares for blood. And your blood and mine are of particular interest to her.
这里我们不选择那个跟他打，然后他是想和我们联盟去把那个奥林给他杀了。这时候先答应他。
Orin changes shape faster than you and I change clothes. You know, she's tricked you before. She's targeted me as well. I'm well protected, but she's extremely good at what she does. If Orin obtains all 3 Netherstones, she'll plunge the coast into chaos and paint the city in blood. I can't let that happen. I want to lead this city to glory, not scorch its earth. I'd like to propose a pact, a divine oath sworn upon spirit and flesh. I do no harm to you, nor you to me. Furthermore, you'll have nothing to fear from my steel watch while our pact stands. Thorm's stone is yours to keep. When you slay Orin and take her stone, you bring it here, so the 3 are united once again. Together we rule Faerun as kings. No, more than kings. Gods. We rule as the Absolute. What do you say? Shall we be allies?
I can detect no deceit. This alliance could serve us well. And if it does not, well, we need not honor it.
Let's be allies, said the Viper to the Frog.
然后君主都说了啊，然后先答应他是吧？然后到时候再撕票。
Orin is unreliable. This one shows promise. She keeps her word, I keep mine. We will rule as one. So Ketheric was ready to betray our alliance too. I can't say it comes as a surprise. But you should know this. I initiated this plot. I brought Ketheric and Orin together to create the Absolute. They knew this would only work if we stood united and coordinated our powers. Their ambition blinded them to reason. I don't suffer the same affliction. In short, you can trust me. Perhaps a demonstration of why you need my help will motivate you to make the right decision. Your camp is compromised. One among you is an imposter, a faceless. Who, I can't say. I'd suggest a thorough investigation. You'll find I speak the truth.
A doppelganger in our camp. That sounds all too believable.
The faceless in your camp is like a knife at your throat. Remove it quickly, or any alliance between us would be exceedingly short-lived. Even horror has a home. Find her nest and slay her there. For all its charms, Baldur's Gate has long had a cancer at its heart. A hidden temple devoted to Baal. That's where Orin became what she is, where she worshipped and schemed. And now, it's where she hides from my watchers, when she's not spilling blood in the streets. You're resourceful. I trust you'll sniff it out. If the trail goes cold, follow the bodies. First, Orin the Red, bloody dagger of Baal, causes panic in the streets through killings in the Absolute's name. Next, the threat of the Absolute's monstrous armies formed by Myrkul's general, Ketheric Thorm. In such circumstances, people crave strong leaders. Leaders that bring law, order, and protection. Leaders like me, Bane's unyielding hand, author of justice. You are soon to witness the people of Baldur's Gate granting me complete power over them, all out of fear of the Absolute. Next, we will declare curfew and begin infecting the masses. Our subjects will hear the voice of their absolute God. The faithful will do anything in the name of their God. Our tyranny, and we are saviors, defenders of the Sword Coast. Our loyal subjects will love us, not hate us. What comes next will be entirely their fault. Powerful connections. Let's leave it at that. Soon. First, come and be witness as I make history. The first Archduke of Baldur's Gate. Then we proceed. The Patriarchs await. Distinguished Dukes, Patriarchs, dearest Ravengard, I will heed your call. A new chapter begins.
Enver Gortash, swearest thou by Balduran's blade to defend the citizens of Baldur's Gate from enemies within and without?
I swear.
Swearest thou true faith and fealty to the same, by word, deed, and decree, so that none may suffer?
I swear.
Gathered guests, grant ye consent? Enver Gortash, the Council appoints you Archduke of Baldur's Gate.
My friends, the Steel Watch stands ready. Let its blade fall on any who would diminish our city. And you, honored guest, will find me in my office above when you return. Do not come empty-handed.
这时候我们来看一下任务有许多推进，然后见证这个仪式了之后，然后会有许多基地点啊。这个基地点，我估计像智者啊、异人估计都会有吧。好，然后看一下任务。这任务是拿到奥林的奈瑟石，然后这个是推进到这了巴尔神殿，然后这边，哎，这个为什么推进了呀？这个没信息啊，这没信息啊。这时候我们得去找米佐纳啊，这个边境之刃的，也就是威尔的任务。我们找卡拉克对话一下。
So there you have it. Lord Enver Gortash in all his glory. What did you make of him? Yeah. Fucker always had expensive taste. I don't know how anyone in this hall could fall for this charade. Isn't it obvious what a chancer he is? And they expect these big metal... If only they knew the truth. I wish this city, the people running it, were smarter than me.
好，这时候我们保存一下，然后和这个公爵对话啊。这公爵很明显，待会对话就能看出来他是被控制了。
Truest of souls.
There is a fleeting connection. Your parasite communes with his.
Have you come to behold the new dawn? Help me. Ah, the Black Floric chose shadow over light. Her betrayal burned deeper than the fire. She's been punished.
The Duke wants to keep Floric's location a secret. Little does he know that you've already found and freed her.
What is a hero? Faerun suffers in darkness, but Baldur's Gate will soon... Gortash and I will ignite the... Be in awe, truest soul. The new dawn will...
For a brief moment, uncertainty clouds his mind, then dissipates. The astral prism vibrates in concord.
What nonsense is this?
The prism quivers once more. Ravengard falters.
Help me.
Your tadpole seizes. The prism stills. Ravengard's empty eyes meet yours.
As I said, Baldur's Gate will ascend. Tyrill's first and only grand city.
First comes a vision of terror. The city of Baldur's Gate taken by Lithids. But beyond the terror, there is hope. You see a beaming Ravengard presiding over the sunlit city, applauded by the people.
The true Ravengard is still clinging on somewhere in that mine.
Have we finished then?
好了，这时候这里的事情就结束了啊。
Dearest Karlach, I'd busy myself finding Orin.
我们卡拉克跟他对
I'll
对
still
话
be。here for any unfinished.
That's it.
Were you hoping for something else? A word of wisdom.
Thanks to you, I don't hope for things anymore. I just take whatever it is I want.
You most certainly would.
好，我们这个任务到这儿就点不了了啊，没有了，
And do not return.
没有了，任务没了。然后此时呢，我们去其他地方都会被拦住啊。然后明明是宴会邀请我们来了，也不让我们吃东西啊。抠门的家伙。哎，谁？弃权1。
Under one authority. Gortash is uniquely qualified for the endeavor. Under Gortash, the two will conquer the cult army.
好，其他地方都不用去了啊。这些有的是去上面的。这个地方黑的不用管，这是往上走的，走到最上面，去了没什么用。到时候我们还要来的啊。
What did I tell you? And to think, the drama's just started. You see, Gortash has had Will's father relocated. I'm just an impartial observer. This is Gortash's game. A murderous one, the way I hear it. Ravengard's good as dead. And to think, or is there? I know enough. Let's talk to Will in your camp. Work something out. The Duke's life depends on it.
Liberated them from one hell only to trap them in another.
好，这时候呢，我们准备去营地，我们来看一下任务啊。前往营地休整啊，这里任务都必须让我们前往营地休整，这几个任务。然后这时候就要触发那个威尔相关的那个任务啊。
I need a quick word. Keep those feet.
我们先往营地走。回到营地的时候，然后我们保存一下。这边威尔就是关于他的契约的问题啊。这边的契约呢，我是这样选择啊，我就是给他打破契约，就是让他契约还那个威尔的自由。其实，他爸呢还是能救的，就是其实他那个不要相信那恶魔的话啊，恶魔的话几乎有90%都不用信。
Tadpole quivers, revealing your discussion with Mizora.
Shit. Father's been taken, and Mizora started to scheme. By all the hounds of the hells, what is she planning? Certainly not. But she's as inevitable as Torril's path around the sun. We'll have answers soon enough. Let's talk to Mizora. Until then, may my father keep safe, whatever coop he's been flown to. I met her twice. The first time, I was a boy of 7 or 8, at a banquet in chestnut hair that flowed behind her like willow fronds, as she floated from one room to the next. The second time, stalemate, even with the aid of a cane. Each step she took was a stroke victim. I asked Father...
You sense uncertainty in Will's voice. He questions his father's explanation.
I couldn't say. My father was Tadpole. Stealth to exert control. He must... These murders aren't random acts. Someone powerful is guiding the...
好了，没有了，我们去长休了。
Sorore surge, testis esto pacti me. Come, sisters, be my testament. Notum sit in Beator.
Notum sit in Beator.
You've heard of such devils. Sisters of justice, adjudicators of diabolical contracts and bargains.
Holy hells.
I come to bargain. The hells demand witness.
Your parasite links with Will's, and your memories flow into him. He sees his father's flight from Worm's Rock, and hears Mizora's words to you.
Shit. Where did Gortash send my father? How do I save him?
Sisters.
Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos. Infernos contractos te vocamos.
Your contract, Will. Signed in blood, forged in fire, bound in bone, but not unbreakable. A life for a life. No contract is ended without sacrifice. The cost must be paid. Will Ravengard, a choice is before you. Option 1. I show you the way to your father. I guarantee him no harm except that from you and your allies. And you pledge your soul to me and the Archdevil Zariel in a pact eternal. Option 2. I break your pact and you are freed from your duty. Your father dies by his enemy's hand, and Baldur's Gate loses its greatest champion. Name your sacrifice.
Bloody Zariel. I won't let her take Will.
Silence, Karlach.
Mizora, you asshole!
Choose.
这边我前面说了，就是你选择那个打破魔器，然后让他获得自由。然后我这边肯定选择这个，选择这个打破魔器。到时候这个米佐拉会在救高公爵的时候要偷袭高公爵，那时候我们需要采取一定的措施。当然了，选这个，如果你想和米佐拉那个共度夜晚是吧，也没问题啊，都可以。米佐拉是可以跟他一晚上那个啥的啊，我就不说了，这个是自己选择啊。那选择你和他一晚上，那你攻略的那个队友会不会让你分手啊，或者什么啊？大家自己做选择，我这里就不说了。啊，我们先问一下他的力量会怎么样。
Addendum F. The Absolute must be avenged for the Soulbinder's detention at Moonrise. The Soulbearer retains his gifts until such time as the Absolute is slain.
You damned wretch! Father. Do it. Break the pact.
Fiat Ita.
打破契约之后，你会跳一个成就。
Didn't think you had it in you. Seems my boy's all grown up. And don't go fussing about your father. You made your choice. You knew the terms. You know what? I think I'll stick around. Not for the greater good, you understand. Just for the entertainment.
啊，我们找营地里面的人聊一聊啊。
I think this might be it. Soon. Things burning hotter than I knew it could. But look, we've just about made it to the city. That'll do me. Let's go protect it. Whatever happens after that is between me and the so-called gods. Bit sweaty, but up for whatever's next. Ugh, can't wait to be home. Anything that comes after that is...
Gods, I spent 7 years choked by Mizora's leash, and I spent 7 years hoping to break free. I never knew freedom could taste so bittersweet. I have to believe that. I'm not the Hell's puppet in life, nor its warrior in death. The blade will be guiding his own hand, but freedom will be paid in my father's blood. Tomorrow, I celebrate my gain. Today, I mourn my loss.
A moment passes. In the stillness, you find a mote of tranquility.
The Ravengard name now lives solely with me. I will make it count for something. I signed his life away before the Hell's witnesses. It would be easier to drink the Styx down to the last drop than to alter his fate. I'd be a fool to wish otherwise. We obtain the final 2 nether stones and take back our mark. Go on then.
啊，米佐拉是危言耸听啊，所以不用担心。到后面救的时候，我刚刚说了，就把他打了就好了，然后给高公爵丢血瓶。
To see what trouble he gets into. I beg your forgiveness for such undue impertinence. From now on, I promise him the same measure of respect he's shown his father. Oh, I almost forgot. Will sold his father's life for his freedom. My mistake. Just because he's not my pet doesn't mean he's not useful. The Absolutists worked a number on me at Moonrise, and you're the best hope I've got at payback. No one crosses the Hell's children without getting scorched. Ugh, you are an inquisitive one. I'd have thought you'd figured by now. Zariel found new use for an old battle axe. The Dead Three and that bulging brain of theirs are a threat to more than this trifling city, you know. Savor her company. Who's to say when Zariel might change her mind? My mistress can be so capricious. The 9 hells of Beator. Each I call the first hell my home. Avernus, my mistress. How I adore it. The other 8, well, they are pleasures unto themselves. Perhaps I'll show you my... Correct. I didn't. If you must know, I was scouting the cultists on behalf of Zariel. But those cursed shadows were thick enough to fell even a... I woke in that damned pod. It kept my body sealed, but a brave, kind, benevolent soul set me free. Why? I'm supplying Will with every scrap of his... I tell you what, when the time comes to squish that big baddie of a brain, I'll lend you a hand. I'm afraid that's not an option. Take a swing or a stab if you want.
I knew any artifact that could command an Elder Brain must be close to omnipotent. I assure you, the hammer Raphael offered is mere scrap metal in comparison. We should pay a visit to Sorcerer's Sundries. Their book collection is the envy of the Sword Coast. I'm certain the truth... Ha! Sorcerer's Sundries is no mere trading post. Their collection of rare tomes is... You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if...
好，这剧情都结束了啊，咱们就长休了。这个剧情优先度高，应该如果我在前面长休的话，应该是养鸡人那个女王会找过来，但是应该这个会退后了啊。
How did you? Oh, it's you. I must have let my mind wander. Enough for you to wander in. Forgive me. I am drained. Ever since you killed Ketheric and took his Netherstone, the Chosen's control of the brain has been brittle. It's rebelling against Orin and Gortash, fiercely. I suspected that when we took Ketheric's stone, the brain would begin to break free. Those brain quakes confirm that my suspicion was correct. I do not know what happens now when it receives their orders, and I do not dare guess.
You feel the Emperor's fear as if it were your own. An Elder Brain enslaved is one thing. An Elder Brain unleashed will be the end of everything.
Beautiful, isn't it? The mighty Prince Orpheus, contained in submissive slumber. Come. You may as well sit a while, now that you are here. Your company isn't unwelcome. Trying to guard us. The brain is restless, but I am distracted, and my lack of focus is endangering us. I'm haunted by memories. They are relentless. I can think of nothing. No one else. Duke Stelmane, or Belin, as I knew her. I wasn't ready for her death. You thought you were my first ally. Far from it. I have long sought the allyship of others. It is the only way to succeed, though my relationship with Belin was different in a way, but not the way you're thinking of. In life, she was my business. Duke Stelmane trusted me, and the city trusted her. It was she who met with the merchants, politicians, and patriarchs. Together, we brought order to chaos. I could not have done any of it without her. Just as I cannot do any of this without you. But now, she is gone.
这第一个选项我要预约了。我点一下看看。
I appreciate the offer, but I don't think it will help. What I feel is deeper than superficial cures can reach, and not entirely unwelcome. Most people think that mind flayers are soulless husks who feel nothing. I am glad you are not most people.
这个也让我约了，可能轻轻捏一下，我看看。Why?
Another quake. The brain is rebelling again. I need to focus, and so do you.
好了，这句话是什么意思？好，小伙伴们，本期视频到这儿。下期视频呢，我们就进入那个下城区，开始探索啊！这里已经没有东西了。大家拜拜。